Doing well with money has a little to do with how smart you are and a lot to do with how you behave. Welcome back to Quick Read Vault. Today we're diving into one of the most influential finance books of the last decade, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Most people think investing and finance are all about math, charts, and complex formulas. But Housel argues that in the real world, people don't make financial decisions on a spreadsheet. They make them at the dinner table or in a meeting room, where personal history, your unique view of the world, ego, pride, and marketing are all scrambled together. As Housel famously writes, wealth is what you don't see. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down the 10 most life-changing lessons from this book to help you change the way you think about your bank account forever. Lesson 1. No one's crazy. We all come from different generations, were raised by different parents, and earn different incomes. Because of that, we all view money through a different lens. If you grew up during the Great Depression, your view of the stock market is fundamentally different than someone who grew up during the tech boom of the 90s. Housel says, your personal experiences with money make up maybe 100 millionth of a percent of what's happened in the world, but maybe 80% of how you think the world works. None of us are crazy. We are all just making decisions based on our own unique experiences. Before you judge someone's financial choices, remember, they are playing a different game than you are. Lesson 2. Luck and risk. Luck and risk are siblings. They are both the reality that every outcome in life is guided by forces other than individual effort. When we see someone successful, we call it skill. When we see someone fail, we call it poor choices. But often it's just luck or risk playing its part. Sure, take Bill Gates. He went to one of the only high schools in the world that had a computer in 1968. That was luck. But for every Bill Gates, there's a talented individual who took a risk and got hit by a once-in-a-century market crash. That's risk. The lesson? Focus less on specific individuals and case studies and more on broad patterns. Don't be too convinced that success is purely due to hard work or that failure is purely due to laziness. Lesson 3. Never enough. One of the hardest financial skills to learn is getting the goalposts to stop moving. Modern capitalism is great at two things: generating wealth and generating envy. But if your expectations always rise with your income, you'll never feel wealthy. Housel shares the story of multimillionaires who ruined their lives chasing even more money they didn't need. He reminds us, there is no reason to risk what you have and need for what you don't have and don't need. Happiness, it turns out, is just results minus expectations. Lesson 4. Confounding compounding. Warren Buffett is one of the richest men in history, but did you know that over $81 billion of his $84 billion net worth came after his 65th birthday? His skill is investing, but his secret is time. Compounding only works if you can give an asset years and years to grow. It's like planting a tree. The first few years, it looks like nothing is happening. Then suddenly, it's massive. The goal isn't to find the highest returns. It's to find pretty good returns that you can stick with for the longest period of time. Lesson 5. Getting rich versus staying rich. Getting rich requires taking risks, being optimistic, and putting yourself out there. But staying rich requires the exact opposite. It requires humility and a healthy dose of paranoia. Housel calls this a survival mindset. You have to be able to survive the short-term ups and downs to enjoy the long-term gains. A plan is only useful if it can survive reality, and reality is messy. Always leave a gap between what you think will happen and what can happen. This is your margin of safety. Lesson 6. Wealth is what you don't see. This is perhaps the most famous takeaway from the book. When we see someone driving a $100,000 car, we assume they are wealthy. But Housel reminds us that the only thing we know for sure about that person is that they have $100,000 less than they had before they bought the car. Wealth is the nice cars not purchased, the diamonds not bought, the watches not worn. Wealth is an option not yet exercised. It is the money in the bank that gives you the freedom to choose what to do with your time. Don't confuse rich, current income, with wealth, what is saved and invested. Lesson 7. The man in the car paradox. When you see a guy in a Ferrari, you don't think, wow, that guy is cool. You think, if I had that car, people would think I was cool. Sorry, this is the paradox. No one is impressed by your possessions as much as you are. People use possessions as a signal to others that they should be liked and admired. But in reality, others often bypass admiring the owner and only admire the object. If your goal is respect and admiration, be careful. Humility, kindness, and empathy will get you more respect than horsepower ever will. Lesson 8. Freedom. The highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. More than a big house or a fancy title, having control over your time is the highest dividend money pays. The ability to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, for as long as you want, is the ultimate goal of finance. Money's greatest intrinsic value is its ability to give you control over your time. Conclusion. Save money. Morgan Housel's final advice is simple. Save money. You don't need a specific reason to save. You don't need to be saving for a house or a car. Save just for the sake of saving. Savings give you an invisible hedge against life's inevitable surprises. They give you the margin of safety to stay in the game when things go wrong. Remember, the world is full of surprises. Being prepared for the ones you can't even imagine is the best financial plan you can have. Thank you for watching this summary on Quick Read Vault. If this changed your perspective on wealth, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the books that matter. How do you define enough? Let us know in the comments. We'll see you in the next vault.